Hmm. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are tuning in. Thank you so much for joining me today for this very brief introduction into one of the online retreat meditation programs that I'm offering this coming spring. This is a retreat program entitled Heartfelt Awareness, a Fearless Embrace of Life. It's a 12-week program this time. Most of the programs that I've offered online have been 8 weeks. I have done one online program that was 9 weeks. And I did one program a couple of years ago, 12 weeks. So this will be similar to that one. So it runs from April 8th to July 11th, 2023. And as you may have guessed, I have a PowerPoint presentation here that I'm just going to talk through as a way of introducing this course entitled Heartfelt Awareness. Oops. So heartfelt awareness, it's really the practice of mindfulness from a Buddhist lens with an emphasis on this quality of heart. And I'm drawing this right from the tradition, sati, the word Pali word or Sanskrit word sati. It not only translates into mind, that's the normal English translation is mind, gives us this word mindfulness, but sati can just as easily be translated into heart. The word sati means equally heart and mind, not one over the other. It's not that we're discarding the mind aspect, but we're including in that this quality of heart, quality of kindness, of compassion, and of really connecting to the present moment with an open-heartedness. So in addition to what I've just said, I also present here a definition on the slide, recognizing and being present with what is happening externally, internally, free from judgment, free from judgment. So the reason why I put internally and externally there is because very often this can start to look like a type of blind passivity, right? I'm practicing mindfulness, so I'm supposed to just be okay with whatever happens and looks like I'm at peace, but really internally there's a lot of turmoil. That's not the practice of heartfulness or mindfulness, however you want to term that. So it really is this quality of acknowledging what we're experiencing internally and being with that experience, that aspect of our experience without judgment, both internally and externally. So we may be very upset with what is happening in the present moment, but we are okay with that upsetness, and we can allow that tension of being upset to inform us without reacting to the feelings, the sometimes very uncomfortable feelings of that upsetness, right? Also, an aspect of this type of heartfelt awareness is this coming back to the simplest aspect of the present moment, whether that's a sound or sensation in the body, or perhaps something in the mind, maybe a mantra or a syllable or two that we'd like to repeat, or it might be a framework in the mind, recognizing that I'm in a healthy, committed relationship, and sometimes something might distract me from that, and I come back to the present moment through that recognition that, oh right, I actually have a partner that I love very deeply, and that informs my movement forward like that. So there is this aspect of returning back over and over again to the simplest aspect of the present moment. So I just want to mention a few of the benefits of a practice such as the ones that we will be engaging in this 12-week program. There's therapeutic benefits to heartfelt awareness or mindfulness, however you want to frame that. It helps relieve stress, and there's all sorts of scientific research on this now. Relieve stress. It serves to ease the onset of heart disease. It works to lower our blood pressure. It reduces chronic pain. It also helps to improve our sleep and alleviates gastrointestinal difficulties such as IBS and other digestive issues. But the emphasis in the course will be on the contemplative side of mindfulness, really becoming intimate with the present moment, whether that present moment is arising as unpleasant or pleasant or neutral. We learn to rest and, and engage in the present moment with this non-judgmental awareness. Pardon me. Okay. So much of the form of the 12 weeks will follow what's known in the Buddhist tradition as the Satipatthana Sutta. Satipatthana translates to the establishments of mindfulness, or the places one can establish present moment awareness or heartfelt awareness. So we'll spend 3 weeks on a variety of practices that allow us to connect very deeply to the body. And then we connect very deeply for 3 weeks on what's known as feeling tones. This is an exploration on how the present moment lands for us in our nervous system. And I just kind of alluded to this in the last slide. But the present moment lands for us in either a pleasant way, an unpleasant way, or a neutral way. And that's also, well, it should be noted anyway, that is on a spectrum. So it's not that our experiences are either pleasant or unpleasant or neutral, but it can be anywhere in between that as well. All of the shades and colors in between pleasant, neutral, and unpleasant. For the 3 weeks following that, we'll be engaging very deeply in practices which allow us to be mindful and offering ourselves this heartfelt awareness to what's happening in our own mind, in our own experience. That includes thoughts, but also includes feelings, emotions, moods, and so forth. And for the last 3 weeks of the course, we'll engage in what's known as Dhamma, which in this context means the formations that arise within the mind. Also, it means the frameworks for which we can use to step off of the cycle of suffering. So again, we spend 3 weeks each on one topic for 3 weeks, respectively. So we will be engaging quite deeply in formal meditation practices, very traditional meditations that come from the Insight School, come from my training in Zen and Tibetan traditions. Also, we'll be drawing on practices that I've learned from my studies in trauma-sensitive mindfulness, neuropsychology, and nonviolent communication. So not only will we be doing formal meditations, we'll also be doing informal present moment awareness practices where we're really exploring how we can bring what we're learning in meditation off the cushion and into our day-to-day life. So here's the bottom line. Again, the course is named Heartfelt Awareness, a Fearless Embrace of Life. It's a 12-week online meditation program. We launch on April 8th. It runs to July 20th. Now you might be thinking, wow, there's 13 weeks in there. There is indeed. We take off one of the Saturdays, May 20th. because I'm actually going on a meditation retreat myself that weekend. So we will be meeting from 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. on Saturday mornings, East Coast time. So it's a little bit of a longer session than what I typically offer. I typically do 2-hour sessions. So it'll be a little bit of a longer exploration. That's to allow for breakout rooms and added discussions and things like that. And so in addition to the 12-week program, I also make myself available for one-to-one sessions, free. There's no extra charge for that. That's included in the package. And so people can sign up if they feel it's supportive for their journey through the course. People can sign up for one-to-one sessions. Also, everything is being done live. None of the courses or classes are pre-recorded in any way. Now, many people feel it's helpful and nourishing to show up live for all of the classes every Saturday in this case. That's not necessary, however, if you need to miss a couple of Saturdays. They're all being recorded and made available only to the retreat participants as a way of holding that container of safety, so we all feel comfortable sharing from our heart. Likewise, if you feel like you'd be interested in the course material, but you know you have other commitments on Saturdays, you want to do the course, also fine. Many people sign up for this course and don't attend any of the live sessions and just do everything at your own pace. That's also fine. You're welcome to do that. Again, as I was saying, everything's being recorded live over Zoom, and you will have lifetime access to those recordings. I want to mention here too that everything that I do, this course, other courses that I've offered, Facebook Lives that I do within a very compassionate, trauma-formed environment. I've studied quite deeply in trauma-sensitive mindfulness with Dr. David Trelevin, also taken some courses with Peter Levine, Gabor Mate. So I'm quite familiar with trauma and how trauma is stored in the nervous system. And I've become quite adept at offering meditation practices that can navigate that sometimes quite sensitive terrain that is a result of trauma being held in the nervous system. Also want to mention here that although I've mentioned the Buddhist tradition now a couple of times in this talk, I do try to offer all of my offerings, all of my practices in a secular voice. So people from all walks of life, any background, any tradition, you're all welcome. And I'm quite confident that regardless of the background or tradition you come from, you will receive benefit from these practices and from this course. The whole entire package, including the one-to-one sessions, the recordings, the guided meditations, $119 US. And if you're interested, if you'd like to go ahead and register, you can do so by emailing me at chrisluard@yahoo.com, or you could visit my website, suchsweetthunder.org. You can find out more about the retreat there, and you can also register for the retreat on the website. So I think that's all I have to say, which is good timing because the truck has just pulled up outside. And so I'll ring the bell to close us out. Thank you. Hope to see you at the retreat.